council or town public body are to maintain a decorum of civility in presenting personal comments, public comment, and to avoid repetitive comments. Thank you. First item on our agenda is a public hearing for the comprehensive master plan and the thoroughfare master plan. Mr. Oshner, is this in order?
We have reviewed the public hearing notices, and they are in order. I have the documents and verified.
Before we begin this, I have a question for you, Mr. Austin. Mr. Burleson, a member of this board and commission, has remonstrated both in writing and verbally against the comprehensive master plan at the Economic Development Committee. Is he in conflict this evening?
That depends. We have reviewed law, the 200 series of the planning code. We've reviewed the statutes. In addition to that, you are a quasi-judicial body here, as you are administrative functions related to these matters, comprehensive plan, zoning, subdivision, and the like. There is a prohibition discussion in the statutes concerning public hearings and being influenced and being contacted. There are cases relatively recent, even here in this county, that have had members disqualified as a consequence of predisposition or actions taken on one side or another of an issue, or the issue is adjudicated and comes before you. Those cases resulted in some decisions adverse to the member and barring the member. It's clear that some portions of tonight's proceedings will relate to some of the things that have been talked about. I was at the EDC meeting, so I saw Mr. Burleson there. He is a citizen of your town, and he did have comments to make, and we respect that. The appearances of that, though, can be that there's a predisposition, and that predisposition might render him, might render him incapable of being objective here tonight, hearing the whole story, both from a presentation perspective of the comprehensive plan itself, as well as what the public might say in favor of or opposed to those thoughts or positions. So coming out early, if you will, before the proceeding is conducted, gives the appearance of predisposition, bias, and the like. Those are incredibly sensitive and hard to define ethical terms or statutory type terms. However, doing the right thing usually is what it comes down to. It's really our opinion tonight, and based upon the importance of these proceedings and knowing the importance to the Burleson family of what their position was and how it was so passionately stated, that Mr. Burleson is biased and predisposed and probably should not participate in this public hearing on this matter. However, saying that, I can't make him do that. Probably you can't either, statutorily. So, I want the record to be clear. The record made to this point seems to indicate all of that, and kind of unfortunate because of the sensitivity and nature of this proceeding, but that's our position. Our legal position.
So, given all that, Mr. Burleson, you understand you have a conflict? Are you willing to acknowledge that conflict and not participate in this public hearing?
I don't consider myself having a conflict. I spoke out, audience, Plan Commission, I did speak out at the EDC meeting, the Economic Development Committee meeting, with regards to the town center in the comprehensive plan. My opinion hasn't changed since then, because it affects many homes. I'm not on that list, that my home could be taken away, but it does affect the homes. I am a citizen here, just like many of the folks here in the audience are citizens here, and they would be affected by it.
No one is arguing that you are a resident of this town, but you are a member of this plan commission, and as a member of this plan commission, you are supposed to have an air of neutrality. That is not the case in this instance.
Well,
So again, I'm going to accept the fact that you are not going to voluntarily excuse yourself from this proceeding, correct?
Article 4, meetings and public hearings, conflict of interest. In accordance with IEC 36-7-4-223, a commission member may not participate in a hearing or decision of that commission or body concerning any matter in which he has a direct or indirect financial interest. The commission shall enter in its records that fact that its member has such a disqualification. I do not have a direct or indirect financial interest in this matter.
Gentlemen, any thoughts on this? Hearing none, my objection stands. All right, we'll move forward. Are you ready? Give us your presentation.
Yes, I am. My name is Christine Carlisle. I'm a principal and director of planning for the Solomon Portal Banners for SCP. We worked on the original comprehensive plan in 2005, and we are now back again working on the update to the 2005 plan for 2016. I'm going to provide a short overview of, and you can see on the screen some slides to go along with that. We cover the planning process, key issues, and the planning recommendations that are contained within the comprehensive plan. Our planning team consisted of some events, or SCB, in conjunction with First Group Engineering, who were looking at the thoroughfare update. We also worked with them in 2005 and coordinated recommendations associated with transportation. We worked under the leadership of the EDC committee and Steve Kill. We're now coming with some new plan commission, as well as, hopefully we'll go forward with the time. Why is it important to update the comp plan? Well, a lot has happened since 2005. We've seen a lot of development. We've had a tremendous amount of residential expansion. There's been a build out of the municipal center, as well as new retail developments and expansion of the parks. There's been annexation of new land, and we also have opportunities to accommodate for additional growth of population in the land area. And the goal of the comp plan is really to improve the quality of life of residents of St. John. In terms of the planning process, we reviewed all the recommendations for 2005. We did the evaluation of the goals and priorities of the community. We took into account the changes in the demographics. We also incorporated community survey information, as well as information we received from the community in August 31st last year at the community meeting, where we looked at a variety of community issues. The process included data gathering, as well as looking at compilation of information, putting together a set of recommendations, we also read it to the community, and then creating a draft plan, and then a final plan. Just some, a little bit of comparison. We've got a lot of data, but I think it's always interesting to look at where you've been to where you are now. In 2000, we had a population of 8,382 people. The estimate for 2016 based on your building permit information is 16,987 people. You've had some changes in terms of your population's got a little bit older. You've got your total households have also doubled, and your median income has increased. This shows you just the sort of bar chart of your growth. We had rapid growth, significant rapid growth from the late 90s into 2009, leveled off. With many communities, we saw a little bit of a loss of population, and then it went up at a slower rate to 2000. In terms of land area, the town had, in 2000, it had a little less than 7 square miles. Today, you've annexed probably equal to that. You doubled the land area, doubling the population to 12.4 square miles. And what you can see here is in the darkest area is the boundaries for the in 2000, and the lightest area for the most recent acquisitions. We did a very extensive community survey, and I want you to know that we have about 5,000 households. You heard back from over 1,000, which is really, that's very, very high and very significant. It's 20% of the population. Of that, most of the population is to the west of US 41 and north of 39 streets. That's the greatest population that we heard the most from. Just some of the highlights from the community survey, where we had, it was very detailed. We have a lot of granular information, and we've got there, where there's green is no opinion, red was a negative, and positive, and blue is positive change. Really, this was a question of highlights of the community survey of what improvements would be a positive or negative change in the community. Everyone loves restaurants in this town, so that was a very strong recommendation. There was improvements to shopping areas, very strong recommendation. Expansion of the bike and pedestrian paths. So we take these things very seriously and see them as their priorities when we're moving forward. Also, in terms of retail preferences, of those that were surveyed, 78% were in favor of creating a town center for St. John. And 69% of respondents listed with Target and Stratford Hill, which are new retail establishments, as their most frequent visited retailers. And then about 39% of participants identified that having more choices in stores would increase their use of businesses in St. John. And what this really relates to is the US 41 corridor and retail area, and looking to help to shape them and guide them through the plan process. And one of the big things in terms of having a comp plan that's up to date is that helps the plan commission to guide decisions before you have something in front of you. It's an immediate one, so you can start to look at areas and really understand them from a district approach. And so that's some of the things that we look at. And retail, obviously, commercial areas, town centers, all those things are very important. In terms of the plan goals, they included really, the overarching criteria is improving the quality of life and economic development for St. John, establishing guidelines for commercial development, improving the US 41 corridor to include some pedestrian access to improve the safety, plan for a new commuter rail station in the future in conjunction with regional transportation plans, and looking at the various alignments as they come in through St. John, maintain a primarily single-family residential community, provide some more choices for senior housing, attract high quality retail development, protect the environmental resources, expand and connect the parks through trails and open space, and then really looking at developing a new town center that would be near and adjacent to the municipal center. So in looking at the issues associated with the development trends, you have retail development along US 41. It's changed a lot in the last 10 years. And so looking at improving the vehicular and pedestrian access and safety is a key component, and that's some of the overlap between the thoroughfare plan and the comp plan. Also looking at residential development and the expansion of residential areas, and understanding that in relation to potential annexation land, the parks and recreational facilities, and making sure they're working with the goals of the community, as well as the bikes and pedestrian trails. Looking at the US 41 corridor, there are many developments that have come up in the last few years that you've been looking at as well, and then planning for new signalization at key intersections, and then looking at also the analyzing the traffic impacts and coordinating that with the land uses. So what you have here are four major development sites along the US 41 corridor. The Mayor addition of Dancing Waters to the north, and this is oriented to the north, is to the right. The Delacca property, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. The Boyer Shopping Center, which I think we just recently seen, and Schilling Development on US 41. We also looked very carefully at the area around the municipal center for how to approach creating a town center. And I understand that this is a controversial issue. And looking at Joliet Street as sort of a main spine throughout the town center area, and then how to best connect that to the municipal centers. This just shows you some of the existing conditions in that area. Now this shows you a conceptual outline of how that could work in terms of, strategically along Joliet. You have a number of sites as they become available. They could be created into a more of a shopping-oriented environment. I will also show you some examples that we showed as precedents of places where you have residential buildings that can have commercial zoning. They can also change over time. It allows some flexibility to this. And then the roadways would then connect through, so you had, you're not isolating from 93rd to Joliet Street. You would have a connecting street through there on Thielen Street, as well as connecting through the access to the Boyer Shopping Center, which is in yellow. And so what you're seeing here are proposed and really potential future retail developments that can work within and next to existing residential. These are some examples. There are many examples out there, but this was kind of two that we picked to show some images of what these sort of low scale retail commercial street can look like. One is Plainfield in Illinois, and the other one is Long Grove in Illinois. There's opportunities for having conversions of housing. We can have streetscape, we can have little plazas, things that would make it a more walkable environment, more inviting, and still work with the existing structure of the town and housing is there. As well as streetscape and signage. Those are important things for creating that sense of a downtown gathering place for a community. That includes everything from signage, banners, street trees, sidewalks, and environments that provide more of a shopping ambiance. In terms of the transportation recommendations, we have we looked at reducing traffic congestion and improving townhouses or attached. And then this is just showing you some examples of train stations that are integrated into a mixed use environment. One happens to be Libertyville in Illinois, another in Hamilton. And I'm sure we probably should find some more Indiana examples, because these are some of the we've worked on this one. So that's really the summary, the quick sort of snapshot of the comp plan, what's in it, the goals, how we got to those conclusions, and answer any questions.
Any questions for Christine?
For the traffic plan, it seems to me in the next 20 years that driverless cars are going to significantly impact the way we get around in our communities. Was that taken into consideration at all?
Well, I'm not the traffic engineer. I have a hard time speaking for Denny Cobb on that, but I have to say that until we know how driverless cars actually operate, it's very hard to plan for them. At this point, I think we're dealing with traditional roadway structures, and that improving the signalization will only improve your traffic access into the retailers, your access into roadways, and improving safety. So I think that the main goal here was to really improve the safety for residents who are driving and pedestrians.
Anything else, Chris?
No, thank you.
Jim?
Can you speak a little bit about the stats regarding density, housing units versus the area of town, how it's expanded, and I understand you say relatively it's stayed the same density because the area is doubled, the housing is doubled, but the area is doubled.
That's
Is
correct.
that a fair assessment, or because it's not built out, you would expect the density to change, to increase?
I think the only places you could expect any density to change is where you plan for it. Right now, you have a lot of PUDs which actually lower the density. You tend to have cluster housing. You've opened up a lot of areas to have trails and access. So I think if you look at the development that's taken place between sort of the 1980s and 90s, and then what happened after 2000, most of that was more generous in terms of land area, but maybe the houses is a little bit more closer together. So it's a different way of looking at your land utilization. We didn't get into a lot of details in the update focused on your zoning or your R district, because that was done extensively in 2005, and we got no message that there was any changes to that. So any new development that comes to you, you need to look at very carefully as to the right, what are they proposing for the number of units, and does that fit where with the residential areas. As far as I can see, you have two different types. You have some potential special areas, which could be your town center area, which could be also your rail station area, which might have a more of a unique character that you want to
Makes sense sometimes.
yes. But otherwise, I think you're going to be continuing with the residential housing types you have today and what you have in the code. So we didn't make any recommendations for alternative code.
Okay. I'm going to open the floor to public comment. When I call your name, please come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Brian